A Dracodile is certainly the greatest predator of whatever swamp or marsh or bog it calls home. An enormous amphibian reptile is as agile in the water as it is ponderous on the land. Even on land, however, they should not be underestimated. They are fast for their size, and their jaws can splinter a boat and wagon into kindling. The best defense I can offer is to stay as far away from it as humanly possible. Failing that, may Morrow help you. Welcome to the world of extraordinary zoology, with your humble presenter, Professor Victor Pendrake. Before we begin today's video, I want to give a quick shout out to everyone who voted on the community tab for this video to happen, namely Judge Lance 1311. Thank you for your support. This video could not have happened without you. If you want a shout out, remember to go to the community tab every time there's a poll to see what would be the next video. Once you cast your vote, make sure to comment down below with who you voted for. And if your vote wins, you will be shouted out in the video of its creation. And if you want to see the community tab and be alerted about the next video, make sure to subscribe so that you will be kept up to date on which videos will be up for creation. Thank you, and enjoy the video. The Dracodile is an unfathomably large amphibious predator of western immoren swamps and major waterways, particularly in the Loftpool River, on the Black River near the Bloodsmith Marsh, and where the Dragon's Tongue feeds into Thornmere. Fully grown, a Dracodile extends clear over 30 feet in length. In its territory, a Dracodile sits unshakably at the top of the food chain. Fortunately for travelers, Dracodiles are among the rarest species in the wilds of immoren and do not normally stray far from their natural habitat. Unfortunately, however, Dracodiles are easily angered, and the territory of even a single Dracodile can extend throughout many miles of swampy terrain and along the course of any major waterway or river, the very arteries of trade in the Iron Kingdoms. Dracodiles often ignore incursions by beasts smaller than men, considering them too small to either be a meal or a threat to them, but they will hunt down and consume any larger trespassers. A Dracodile's broad diet often includes other large swamp predators. Dracodiles are solitary animals and quite protective of their hunting ground. The size of their territory allows for it to hunt without depleting the natural source of potential game. Strong Dracodiles will drive weaker specimens out of their territory, and when a clutch of Dracodile young hatches, the mother will go beyond the borders of her own territory for sufficient food, and will drag kills back to the nest until her hatchlings are old enough to hunt for themselves. The young are eventually driven out of their mother's territory to establish their own hunting grounds, but until that time, the mother will ferociously protect them from any and all harm. Dracodiles are particularly aggressive to river traffic and view steamships of the Iron Kingdoms as invasive threats to their territory. Dracodiles use rivers as a means of regulating their body temperature. They bask in slow watercourses for several hours a day and do not stand for intrusions into their domain. Dracodile attacks have increased dramatically as the industrialization of the Iron Kingdoms has similarly increased. The rumbling of large steam engines from boats, winch, or steamjack will draw their attention. Such unnatural noise is reminiscent of a Dracodile's growl and perceived as a threat to its territory. Boats with their engines left on are magnets for males seeking to drive out competitors, and such confrontations usually end in an enraged Dracodile exploding from the water and capsizing the ship in the attack. The ever-present danger of the Dracodile to river traffic has led shipping companies to hire armed escorts to kill or at the very least drive the beasts off when they attack. The Swampies of Cygnar often hire themselves out as expert guides to companies that navigate the swampy rivers in the north. The swamp dwellers know how to spot the telltale signs of a Dracodile's territory: long drag marks on the shoreline, flattened mangrove trees, and the crushed bones of massive beasts washed up on the shores of the river's edge. When cornered, Dracodiles not only rely on tooth and claw, but also they spew a deadly acidic miasma. These vile fumes corrode armor and flesh equally, causing severe acid burns to exposed skin and sear the lungs if inhaled, unfortunately. No matter the initial cause of the conflict with a disturbed Dracodile, it is almost inevitably ends with the Dracodile enjoying a fresh meal. Rifle fire is virtually ineffective against the monster, for its countless scales are akin to the sharpened steel of great shields. Even weapons powerful enough to penetrate a Dracodile's daunting hide sink harmlessly into the layers of fat and muscle rather than any vital organs.